Hey class, Corinthian 1 states, just as a body, though one, has many parts, but all its many parts form one body, so it is with Christ. Today's big takeaway is that there's 5 parts to the computer. There's 5 individual parts that are all working together for a bigger purpose. The motherboard, the CPU, the RAM, primary storage, and power. Regardless of how big the computer is or how small it is, it needs to have these 5 core components, and that's really it. The motherboard is how does the mouse get to the monitor? How does the your paper that you're typing get to the printer? The motherboard really is the roadway, it's the power grid, it's the infrastructure, it's how everything connects together. The CPU is the central processing unit. Obviously, it's the brain. It has 2 types of units inside of it. One is an arithmetic for numerical values, one or zero, and then one is for logic operations such as a true or false. The machine or the instruction cycle is always the same. It needs to fetch the data, it needs to decode the data, and then it needs to execute it and send it where it needs to go, whether it's going to an output display or whether it's going into storage. The instruction cycle is always the same: fetch, decode, execute, store. Then we have memory. So we have 2 different types of memory. You have your primary storage, which is needed, and that's gonna be your hard drive. Um, Now we have 2 different types. We have the old mechanical drives, which have many moving parts inside, and then we have a solid state drive. You'll see SSD when you're looking for specs. The SSD is faster, less chance of failure. There's no moving parts. And then we have your RAM, which is your random access memory, and it's temporary storage. It holds the instruction and data. It holds operating system, processes in use, programs in use. If you have Microsoft Word open or Microsoft Office open, it's going to house some data in the RAM. Other data currently in use. More RAM allows for increased multitasking performance. So when you're shopping for a computer, more RAM means you could have more tabs open in Chrome and more programs open at one time without the computer slowing down. So that's it. That's the 5 major parts of a computer. You have the motherboard, the CPU, the RAM, primary storage, which is going to be the hard drive, the SSD, the solid state drive, and then the power. I hope this helps you, and I'll see you in class.